Good afternoon. It's now 5 o'clock. We start tonight with two men from Indianapolis who made their first court appearances today in Delaware County. They're on murder charges after a body was found in a car fire.
Rich Nye had his camera in the courtroom and also talked to the woman who reported the car fire.
Court records allege that 23-year-old Amiris Aponte was with three other people who drove from Indianapolis to rural Delaware County looking to dump a body. Investigators believe Aponte drove a car off County Road 500 South before it was set on fire December 14th. The woman who lives just across the street through those trees heard a poof around 3:30 in the morning. Through her window, she saw a fire. She thought it was in the road. She called 911, then came outside to get a better look. Tanya Turner took this photo and saw a car on fire with the passenger front door open.
I was wondering if somebody was in it. There was nothing they hit because you could tell that. I was like, what happened? It was just really strange. A still unidentified person was in the car. An autopsy showed soot in the lungs and trachea, leading investigators to believe that person was still alive when the car was set on fire. Very unsettling. Aponte made his initial court appearance for murder Wednesday morning.
Do you understand that you do have those rights?
Yes, ma'am. His trial is scheduled May 26th.
You have a right to...
The same judge read 40-year-old Randall Moon Jr. his rights Wednesday afternoon. Moon allegedly drove the getaway car. He and two women are charged with aiding in murder.
So that reflects on the fast and speedy I filed for?
Correct. Your early trial date is set March 17.
Two women, Amy Singhas and Megan Sloan, were also allegedly involved. Court records say Sloan told police something bad happened at this house on Vermont Street in Indianapolis, and people made her do bad things. Rich Nye, 13 News.
And Aponte is charged with murder. The other three are charged in aiding in murder, but the potential sentence is the same, 45 to 65 years.
Tonight, we're following a disturbing case, and this comes out of Shelby County. That's where a teen is in jail, charged as an adult and accused of planning a school shooting.
It comes just months after another teen was sentenced for planning a shooting over in Morgan County. Our Matthew Foltz joins us now after speaking with the prosecutor there. What'd you learn, Matthew?
Well, I got to tell you, the prosecutor says this is a scary call to get, as you can imagine. And really, we know that the teen, or really this prosecutor rather, he's thanking the teen's own mother for really stepping in to say something and preventing what could have been something that have led to dozens of deaths.
Court documents reveal 17-year-old Alexis Pickett is the teen charged with allegedly planning a school shooting at Morristown Junior High School. The suspect was a senior at the school. Court documents say in early December, Pickett's mother noticed the teen's desire to harm others, so she went to the Rush County Sheriff Department to report it.
The kind of news you never want to get as a prosecutor.
Shelby County Prosecutor Brad Landerwin says it's the first attempted school shooting case he's had in his career.
That can hit anywhere, especially with all of the chat rooms and so on available. It seems to be where these things come together.
Landerwin says during the investigation, detectives found photos and videos on Pickett's phone of other school shootings, including the Columbine shooting.
During the questioning, she was asked what would have happened had we not intervened, had we not found out about this. And she simply said, I would have killed a lot of people and then myself.
A disturbing admission that Landerwin says Pickett discussed online. In fact, court records say the teen had a significant other in Ohio and confided in them.
Discussions, planning, targeting certain individuals.
Right now, Pickett is being held on $1 million bond, facing 3 charges, including attempted murder. Landerwin is just glad it wasn't worse.
I would like to thank the mother for making a very hard call. It's not easy to turn in your own child for something like this.
Now, Pickett is due back in court on January 29th with a jury trial set for April 20th. Of course, those dates could change. As the prosecutor says, there is still a lot of evidence to sort through in this investigation.
Okay, Matthew reporting. Thank you so much. And police arrested and charged an alleged drunk driver after he nearly hit an Indiana State Police car near Bedford. ISP says a trooper was conducting a traffic stop on State Road 37 just north of Bedford, and that's when a van driven by 66-year-old Gary Beaver failed to yield to the trooper's emergency lights and nearly hit his patrol car. Once they finally got Beaver stopped, they say his blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit.
All right, at the State House today, listen up. If you've ever had a medical procedure that required you to be unconscious, you might want to take a listen to this story.
A new proposed bill wants to limit what can be done to you while you're sedated. 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker is here to explain more. Em?
Well, at the heart of this bill are questions about what is allowed to happen to you during a medical exam when you're unconscious. Right now, Indiana does not have a law that expressly prohibits doctors or medical students from performing exams on you that you didn't consent to before you were sedated. The bill's author, Republican State Senator Mike Kreider, says it's about protection for doctors.
Essentially, the bill is trying to protect medical providers and others from getting in a situation where somebody feels like a procedure has been conducted on them without their consent.
Kreider says the bill also protects patients. If Senate Bill 90 becomes law, it would become illegal in Indiana for doctors, including medical students, to perform a rectal, pelvic, or prostate exam while a patient is sedated, unless the patient has said it's okay first.
I have had countless individuals come to the State House and ask to please pursue this. The reasons being is many people wake up and they find out that they've had these tests and they are traumatized.
Democratic State Representative Carolyn Jackson has filed the same bill during the past 5 legislative sessions, but says her bill never got a hearing. Jackson told Wednesday's Senate committee she's glad to see this bill moving forward.
The reality is physicians, residences, they don't know what kind of trauma these individuals have had in their lives. And when they found out a whole team of students have performed test after test on them, they are extremely emotionally upset.
The bill also received support from the Good Trouble Coalition, a grassroots public health and advocacy organization that focuses on improving health policy.
These should only be done by the care team for the benefit of the patient. This care team can and should include medical trainees when appropriately supervised.
20 states already require patients before going under to sign a consent form dealing with intimate exams. Federal guidance requires written consent before performing these exams for educational and training purposes. Senate Bill 90 would bring Indiana in line with that guidance. Senate Bill 90 passed out of committee today by a unanimous vote of 12-0. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
And Senate Bill 90 heads to what's called a second reading, where other lawmakers can offer changes to it that ultimately have to be voted on.
We made it to Wednesday, and it's been pretty easy with these mild temperatures. It feels like spring out there, Felicia.
It is so nice. I did get that parking lot walk in, just a few, like 10 minutes or so, just to get fresh air. And it really is worth it when you're like, oh, should I step away from the desk? If you can.
Did you wear a coat?
I had a sweater.
And that's all you need.
Yeah. 20 degrees just about above average, and tomorrow and Friday will be about 30 above average. I know. So it's going to be warm, but no, it's not going to stick around. It is January, so we've got a temperature tumble coming up in the 7-day. Right now, we're in the 40s and 50s, 56 in Greensburg, 49 Crawfordsville, bright blue sky and a great sunset underway. Bunker Hill, 49 degrees. Country Club of Indianapolis at 52. We'll be dropping through the 40s for all of us over the next several hours under mainly clear skies. Sunset is at 5:37. Lots of clouds tomorrow, but it is going to be very warm. 37 to start. We'll jump into the 50s by noon, expecting highs in the 60s tomorrow, 60s again on Friday, but both days we're going to be tracking some rain. In fact, you can see the weather system here with Future Track 13 just out to our west early tomorrow. A few showers tomorrow afternoon with some heavy rain tomorrow night into Friday. I'll have that timeline in a few minutes.